Hi, I'm Nicolene Peck, and I teach parenting and self-government, communication, self-control. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about how to get your child to stop whining. In this video, we're going to be discussing why it is that children whine and then what we can do to help them conquer that behavior, which is obviously not making them happy, right? And that's what we're all about as parents, is helping our children find the principles and the skills that they need to find happiness in their future relationships and in their disappointments. So why do children whine? Well, there's multiple different reasons, but the majority of the time children choose to whine because they feel like they don't know how to express themselves and solve their problem in any other way. They are literally just attempting to solve their problem. And sometimes their problem is they don't feel understood. So they whine or complain because they want someone to see how it is that they truly are feeling on the inside. Now, other reasons that children might whine are because the child is manipulative and they know that if they pull a sad face and make things seem awful, then someone will give in and try to coddle them and make things seem better. Either reason that your child is whining, whether it's from habit or whether it's because they don't feel understood and they're trying to solve their problem, or if they're trying to manipulate you to change your mind or to stop correcting them, or whatever the case may be, whining is a manipulation. It is an attempt to control another person, even if it's being used as a way to try to solve a problem. There are better ways to solve problems, and we can teach those ways to our children. I'm known for teaching self-government. Self-government is being able to determine the cause and effect of any given situation and possessing a knowledge of your own behaviors so that you can control them. So what that means is that you analyze yourself and you decide which course corrections or behavior modifications that you need to make in order to find yourself going in a more desirable direction or to get better outcomes. So a child can learn self-government. It is true that their prefrontal cortexes are not fully developed when they are young and they're developing as they grow. But even so, they can learn cause and effect. In fact, learning cause and effect is one of the primary things that teaches them self-government. To create an environment where a person learns self-government, it requires a certain kind of a tone and a certain kind of a structure. So the tone should be a tone of calmness. Whining is not calmness. I teach children skills. There are 4 basic skills that we teach children. We teach them to follow instructions, accept no answers and criticism, accept consequences, and disagree appropriately. Each one of these 4 basic skills that any person needs for happiness and success has within them a step that is the step for calmness. Every one of those skills on step number 2 says, keep a calm face, voice, and body. Do your child know what calmness is and what it's not? Do they know what their calm face is versus what their calm face is not? What about their voice or their body? You can role play the differences between these things so that children, even very young toddlers, can learn what a calm face is and what it is not. That way you could say to your child, right now you're not keeping a calm face. You need to have a calm face. And then they can relax their face and get calm and start to communicate in a way that does not look like they're just about to whine. Before I get to my next point, which goes into detail about how to stop the whining when it actually occurs in the minute, I want you to consider something. Do you know somebody else who might have a problem with a whining child or who maybe could use this video? Share this video with them. This could be just what we need to create more happiness in family life. Share the video with a friend that you think might need it now. So what do you do when your child is whining? Maybe you've pre-taught them that they aren't having a calm face, voice, and body. Maybe you've taught them the skills that they need to communicate effectively, such as disagreeing appropriately, which would be one of the main skills that I would teach my children. There are 7 steps to disagreeing appropriately. appropriately. And when a person learns that, that changes everything for them. But let's say they're not using their skill, they're not keeping a calm face, voice, and body. What do you do then? So you need to correct the child. If the child is whining, they need correction. Of course, we do want to understand whatever message they want to convey to us, but that needs to be done in calmness. They will never be able to sort out their own problem when they are in midbrain or back brain. They need to be in front brain, in the prefrontal cortex, where they do all of their problem solving in order to really come to a solution of their problem. And if they're just seeking attention or manipulating, all the more reason we don't discuss with a person when they are in midbrain. Instead, we point them to front brain by bringing them to calmness. The way that we do this is we don't react to their whining. That is super important. If you emotionally react to their whining, if you roll your eyes or take a deep breath or whatever it is that you do to show frustration, then they will know that they are getting to you if they are attempting to manipulate. And if they are feeling like they just want you to understand them, that will just increase their anxiety and make them more frustrated. You'll both end up engaging in a power struggle that you didn't really need and is not going to help you in the end anyway. So what you do is you describe what they're doing and then be sure to tell them what they should be doing. So in the Teaching Self-Government Parenting course, which you can find on my website, teachingselfgovernment.com, on that website, I talk about the steps to correcting children. I call it an effective correction. So what do you do to effectively correct your children? You describe what happened, describe what should have happened, why it wasn't a good idea, what negative consequence they earned, and then you practice things the right way and allow them the opportunity to accept that consequence. You also praise them multiple times during that correction. Now, I know some of you are saying, my child doesn't accept a correction. Well, then we teach other ways to deal with intensive behaviors. We call that intensive teaching, and I'm not going to be getting into that right now. But I know that sometimes when a child is whining, that does mean they are going completely out of control, and you might need to find the solutions for that intensive type situation by utilizing some of the intensive teaching skills that I actually offer there on my website. But for now, just a regular correction to whining would look like this. I would say, Porter, right now you're not keeping a calm face, voice, and body, and you're not disagreeing appropriately. What you're doing is you're whining. When you choose to whine, that means you're choosing not to be happy because you don't feel happy right now, right? And then he might go, uh-huh. And then I would say, what you should do, Porter, is you should keep a calm face, voice, and body. And you should say, Mom, may I disagree appropriately? And then use your disagree appropriately skill. Or if you don't feel like you need to disagree appropriately and you're just going to accept a no answer or follow the instruction, however the interaction began, then I would say, then you can just say okay and drop the subject. Okay? Next, I would say, since you chose not to disagree appropriately and you didn't choose to keep a calm face, voice, and body, then you have chosen to earn, fill in the blank, your negative consequence. In our family, we always tell them that they earn an extra chore because work is the antidote for a sick character. When a child is whining and complaining and they can't follow instructions or accept no answers from their parents, then they are showing you that their character is sick. Then I would say, since you chose not to disagree appropriately, then you have chosen to earn an extra chore. For your extra chore, you will be doing whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be something hard, just something to teach them cause and effect. After that, we would go through a process of practicing doing things the right way and analyzing how things went wrong. But all the way through this, the responses that Porter gives back to me and him accepting this correction and doing his extra chore are all going to lead to learning cause and effect as well, because I'm going to be praising the things when they go right. And then he'll be seeing, oh, when I'm calm, I get good attention, positive attention. Many parents don't realize it, but oftentimes their children are seeking attention through whining. They're seeking negative attention because the child doesn't get enough positive attention. So praise is vital for the success of the child and to help curb some of those whining tendencies. Now, it is true that some children just whine some when they hit certain ages, but that does not need to be the status quo. In fact, it can be solved very quickly, especially if the parent is super consistent in handling it. The worst thing that you can do is to tolerate the whining, to allow it to happen, to talk back to it. When a child is whining to you, don't talk back to that. Say, oh, it looks like we need to talk about this. We need to choose to get calm first, then we can talk about it. Just now, this is what you're doing, and go straight into a correction so that they see this is not the type of communication that is going to work to help me get my way. I need to get calm, communicate in a good, effective way by using a skill such as the disagree appropriately skill that I often teach people, and that will help me get my way better than this whining thing. I know that having a child that whines seems like it's going to be forever to conquer, but you might be surprised that as soon as you start teaching yourself and your child self-government skills, then that whining will disappear pretty quickly. They will see that there are better ways to get understood, get their way, get attention, all those things they're looking for when they do that whining. In order to start you off on this self-government journey, I have a free gift for you. The free gift is my Calm Parenting Toolkit. So I would like to give it to you completely free. In the description below this video, there is a link to the Calm Parenting Toolkit. If you click on that link now, it will take you to the toolkit and you will not have to pay for it. In this toolkit, you will learn key strategies and get tools for handling out of control behaviors and getting the family to a place of calmness so that you can communicate more effectively and bond in a united way. Click on the link now and we'll see you there.